I leaned over to Johanna. I said, these last few services, if you've been here for the last few weeks, it's right. And so it is. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I mean, there's just so much. I mean, just okay. So the words that Betsy shared, that's a post that's been going around on Facebook that people are copying and sharing. So that's not mine, but it's my feelings. So that's why I copied it and shared it, and that's what it says. You know, don't just share this, but copy it and put it on your page and share it to another. So if you go to my page, copy it, put it on your page so that other people will see it. All right, because it's powerful. It's powerful to share, to spread that kindness. And when you come on Thursday, you'll be able to pick up the Marble Project, which is Johanna's way of spreading kindness as well. She can tell you more about that after the service. She also leaned over and said, all the donut shops nearby are sold out. She ran out. She actually ran out we were going to go get jelly donuts, but next door they're sold out. Over here they're sold out, and she called somebody, they're sold out. So, wow, right? More Jews in Simi than we realized. Yeah, how about that? Gotta make your own. Yeah. So let me see, were there any other things I wanted to say? Oh yeah, I got this over here. You know, I'm just verklempt right now. I just this has just been so much. It's
verklempt.
That one too. That's Ebonics. that's the Ebonic version of Yiddish. My intention was to speak some Yiddish. That's what I'm talking about this month, intention. We're talking about intention, because we're going into a new year, right? And a lot of people make resolutions as we go into the new year, and by the end of January, the resolution is gone. But if you set an intention for your year, you have spoken your word into the universal presence, and the universe will reward you by putting things in front of you all year long for that intention to be realized. Johanna and I have been working with intention now for about the last month, and so we're going to talk about it for the entire month so that as we go into the new year, we set intentions for our lives, and we'll be talking about it through 2019, reminding you about what is your intention. Are you living your intention? Are you making that a part of your everyday experience? Because there is power, there's direction, there's purpose behind your intention, and the universe wants to hear it. It's designed for it. It's part of ancient wisdom in that wonderful story of overcoming everything that could possibly be overcome in the Bible. You know what story I'm talking about? Job. Absolutely. Job. Whew, right? The thing I fear the most has come upon me. But he also has another thing that he says. Thou shalt decree a thing, and it shall be established unto thee, and light shall shine upon thy ways. Thou shalt decree a thing. What you decree, what you speak, is your intention. And when you speak it, the universal presence establishes that and shines its light. However you want to say it as we go into this season of light, whether you want to think about that light being the God that is Jesus as that light, the Christ consciousness as that light, the spark of the quark of quantum physics as that light, however you want to, the idea that dawns in your brain that's represented by a light bulb, however you want to look at it, that light will shine upon you when you speak your intention into the universe. You see, and spirit is in search for an outlet for your good, right? It's in search for that. And it started by creating each and every one of us to be that outlet, to be that understanding of its own intentionality, to be life itself, right? Eckhart Tolle talks about this. He says, at its most basic, intention is a thought that arises in the mind and wants to manifest in the external world. So when you get an idea, when you set your mind to that idea, when you declare it and decree it, it is your say-so. It's what you're putting out there into the world. How are you going to put that out into the world? You see, we talk about in Science of Mind spirit, soul, and body. Spirit being that infinite intelligence, that loving presence that is everywhere available to each and every one of us. And the soul, that plastic of the universe, that latent potential. that latent potential waiting to unfold. And then body is the intention come into form. So this is a pure science of mind formula that we're talking about here. It's the beginning of that formula, setting your intention. Your intention speaks the mind into law, and the law responds to that, you see. See, the law, what we talk about in science of mind, the law, the plastic, the unformed substance, the quantum field, if you want to go into the Deepak Chopra world, all right? That thing, it is helpless. It is totally without volition. We have volition. We have choice. We can do that. But it is helpless. It needs direction. And it doesn't know where to go unless you set your intention for it. It has nothing to do unless you set your intention for it. It's all alone, being unformed, in the darkness, like, oh my God, what's going on? Shine some light on me. So you set your intention and you shine some light on that unformed substance. And then it goes, oh, thank you. I know what to do. And it gets marching. It gets to moving its feet. And see, that's our job to do. There's a wonderful book, couple of books I'm going to be talking about a lot this month. It's The Power of Intention, Wayne Dyer, and then Living with Intent, Malika Chopra. And I happen to think that maybe we might have some of those books in the bookstore, 25% off all month long. Just saying. Just saying. Malika Chopra. Before you get to that, back that up for just a minute, Dominic. So I'm reading this book, Malika Chopra, right? And she's talking about how surprised she is that Eckhart Tolle would sit down with her and have an interview. What? She's Malika Chopra. Somebody, you call up and Malika Chopra says, you mean like Deepak Chopra? Yeah, what do you want? What can I do for you? It's like, it doesn't make any sense. She's so humble. I was like, okay, whatever, I get it. But the wisdom in the book is awesome. Awesome. And she uses this to meet all kinds of wonderful people, to bring all kinds of lovely wisdom about intent into your experience. I just let you into my brain for a minute. That's how it works. I know. This is why I meditate, why I have 2 practitioners and a minister that I talk to every week, because it is. Absolutely. We watched, what was that movie that we watched? The one about the Christmas Carol.
Oh, yeah.
It was about Charles Dickens and how he wrote the Christmas Carol. Have you seen this? Oh my God, you think I'm crazy? This guy's talking to voices all the time. It's amazing. I was like, yesterday I was trying to figure out how to finish up this talk, and I was thinking, and Johanna says, how's it coming? I said, no voices have come into the room. I don't know how it's going to go. It is. I told you. It's scary. That's why I meditate, to get out of here as much as I can. All right, so where was I? Malika Chopra. Thank you, Dominic. That was very emotional, too. Yeah. Like a seed. This is powerful. Like a seed, an intent is a morsel of possibility bursting with surprising potential. Just a little morsel of possibility bursting with surprising intention. Intention, if you think about it, it is built into the universe in every way we look. Take the acorn, cut that puppy in half, you will not find an oak tree inside that acorn. But you plant that acorn, you will find an oak tree. It's in there. The intent to become an oak tree is in there. The intent to become a piece of fruit called an apple is in the seed that comes out of an apple. The intent to become a piece of fruit called an orange is in the seed called an orange, right? But it's not going to make a mistake. Nature will not make a mistake. It will not let the apple seed become an orange. It will not make the orange seed an acorn and turn into an oak tree. It does not err. When you set your intention with that same kind of determination, the universe will not err. It will follow its natural pattern to bring it about in your life. This is why we'll be talking about intention and reminding you of your intention all year long, because we forget. We add all kinds of little stuff in there through our free will, including doubt, fear, not enoughness, lack of worth, all that kind of stuff. We add that in there, and then the universal presence that's trying to figure it out, that thing that's sitting in the dark, that little morsel becomes, instead of a boom, because we've added all kinds of other stuff in there, which is why we'll keep talking about this throughout the month and throughout the year. Because see, intention, it's like a pit bull. It's got resolve. It's determined, and it will not let go. I'm thinking about those ribs already. Do you guys know the story of the tea master and the samurai? Have you ever heard the story of the tea master and samurai? Yeah, you will. But if you will, I'm going to tell you. But what I was going to say, if you knew about it, you may not have known the backstory of the tea master and the samurai. You see, because the starring characters, the tea master and the samurai, actually grew up together, right? And they both wanted to be samurais. But Lord Yamanouchi became the samurai because he was strong, he was powerful, he could wield the sword, he had the honor and everything that came with being a samurai. And his friend Biff was a little smaller. He tried. He had it going on. He had the honor, he had the determination, he had the intention, right? But it just didn't quite work out. So he became the tea master. But the thing is, because he had that intention to be that honorable, because he had that intention to be that determined, to be that involved in what it was he was going to do, like Lord Yamanouchi, he also became a master. And that's why they called him the tea master. So much so that his good friend, now a samurai, Yamanouchi, says to him, I am so humbled by and in honor of how you do the tea ceremony that I'm going to gift you with the samurai robes. And when we travel, I want you to wear them. And so he's so honored. He does. And now, one evening, Yamanouchi is knocked out, and this tea master and some of his friends, the other servants, they go out, and they're walking through Tokyo. And they come across these two burly kind of samurais, like, and the tea master's thinking, ooh. So he steps off the curb to let the guys go by. And the one, really angry one, kind of smelly too, he says, what kind of samurai are you that you step into the gutter when I pass? I challenge you to a duel. You have no honor. You dishonor the robes. And the tea master's like, whoa, he's totally freaked out. And the guy's going, I'll meet you at dawn. And he goes on his way. Now, the tea master's a man of honor. So he's been challenged to a duel. He's going to do it. But he's also knowing he's about to die because he's not going to be able to beat this burly guy. He goes to Yamanouchi and he says, what am I to do? Teach me everything you know. I don't know. Let me think. What should we do? Well, I tell you what. While I think, you make tea. So he does. He makes tea. He makes the spread, and he does the leaves, and he puts out the water and the cups, and it's just with that intensity, the same intensity that samurai has when he goes into battle. And Yamanouchi says, I know what it is. That's what you shall do. Tomorrow, you carry the intention you're carrying when you make tea into battle. And you pull your sword and you stand there with that kind of an intention. He says, okay. So he does. The next morning, the tea master meets the angry samurai. And he summons up the intention. He summons up the energy that he does when he does the tea service. And he stands there and he pulls his sword and he holds it. And the angry samurai sees that. And he thinks, maybe I didn't size this guy up quite the way I thought I was. He's kind of scary. Look, you're a samurai, I'm a samurai. I honor you, accept my apologies, see you later, bye. And he leaves. And the tea master survives because he set his intention on what he was doing. So it doesn't matter what you do, it doesn't matter where you are in life, whether you're a rock star or my favorite rock star, a teacher. Whatever end of the spectrum you see yourself in, when you do it with that level of intention, when you do it like the tea master, you're a samurai. You see, so as we set our intention for 2019, think about that idea. How will you stand in the power of your decree? How will you let your morsel burst beyond your wildest ideas into the potential and reality of your life? How will we make our own intention as a center come alive in 2019? What do we say? We're community, inclusive, loving, and authentic. What do? We celebrate what? All paths to God in gratitude, empowering self and others. We serve. How? Compassionately through outreach, inspiration, and education. That's who we are.
That's why we're here.
That's why we're here. And that's what we do in the world. How will we set that intention and make it come alive in 2019? That's what we're going to be talking about this month. That's what our story is about. You see? And it comes by that ancient wisdom of knowing thyself. Knowing thyself. Nothing, in all that I've read, nothing appeals to me more than those two words, know thyself. In a lovely book with Ernest Holmes, he shared it with Raymond Charles Barker. It's called Richer Living. He says,
it's Wayne Dyer.
oh, did I have my Wayne Dyer?
Yeah, you forgot.
I did. I blew all the way, I just blew right past him. There it is. That's a simple formula. Keep your thoughts on what you intend to create. It is. It actually is a very simple formula. Keep your thoughts on what you intend to create, right? And then, I love him. That's my godson, y'all, and he keeps me on the up and up. Mm-hmm. What? Rocket! Got my two godchilds. Where's my other godchild? Where'd Monique go? Back there. All right. Good. My heart's all thumping now. What is it? For clumped?
Yes.
Not for clumped? Unverklempt. Yeah.
No.
So now we're going to talk about some of the ways that we work that intention and make it happen in our lives. All right? Some of the way of knowing thyself, because what Dr. Holmes talks about in that wonderful book, Richer Living, he says that my heaven will never be unless I make it out of the material of my own thinking. My heaven, your heaven, our heaven will never be unless it is made out of the material of our thoughts, right? And that's why saying know thyself is so important. And we must understand, what are our thought processes? What are our fears? What are our insecurities? What are our strengths? What are our talents? What are our passions? So as you think about your intention that you want to set for yourself for 2019, as you think about how to realize the mission and the vision of our center and make an intention behind that, here's 3 questions that are very powerful to ask. Those questions. Who am I? What do I want? How can I serve? Who am I? What do I want? How can I serve? Put that into practice. So what we come to realize is that there is a beautiful, powerful, cooperative presence called Spirit that is waiting for these words, waiting for our decree, waiting to shine its bright light upon each and every one of us, each and every day of our lives. As we set our intention, we put a universal force, an invisible field into action. We magnetize that field and attract it into our good. And it works. It does the work. Not us. It's this field that's doing the work. It's this attractive energy that's doing the work. And we happen to be the receivers of its gifts. And the intent you set for yourself doesn't have to be world-changing necessarily. We don't have to, like I said, we don't have to make the next Facebook. It's happening in our everyday actions in life, in how we work, how we parent, how we love one another. It's simple. It's a simple thing. And then it has big impacts later on. Patanjali wrote this wonderful phrase. He says, dormant forces, faculties, talents come alive, and you discover yourself to be a greater person by far than ever you dreamed yourself to be. That's what's waiting for you as you put your intention into action. That's what's waiting for you when you say those 3 simple words that started this talk off. I say so. And so it is. Okay? Cool. So now We shall do our affirmation. Hopefully it means a little bit more to you now. Here it is. Ready? Here we go. My word has power. My actions are intentional. My outcomes divinely sublime. So it is. All right, it's time for our healing prayer. Prayer cards. If you have a treatment that goes beyond what we're going to do right now, you can always put in the prayer card, drop it into the box. Our practitioners are active and our ministers are actively praying for you all week long. You don't know this, but 2-3 times a week, emails go out to our entire ecclesiastical team with requests for prayer requests, and emails are responding back with demonstrations about those requests. So we definitely want to make sure that takes place. And as Sarah Rose invited you to speak the words of ancestors into the room, I'm going to invite you to speak the words of those that you feel are calling out for prayer, or those situations in your life that you want to set an intention to change that condition, to realize and reveal the wholeness that's lying in the back behind whatever is appearing, and it's a false appearance. You know, we're not denying that people get sick. We're not denying that people lose their lives. We're not denying that people are hurt. We're not denying that people's hearts are broken. But we know that there's a wholeness behind that, and we can realize that through the power of prayer. That's what we believe in the science of mind. All right? So at this time, if you have that desire and want to speak a word into the room, then we shall pray together. Rising up from the silences, my understanding of the one power and the one presence that is God itself. And I know that the words that I speak right now from first person are words that are spoken on behalf of each and every person here in the room, for we are all one in spirit, all recognizing and empowered with love and seeing our life unfolding through law and knowing that there is a wholeness and a perfection that is taking place from that. So this is what I know, that this idea called God that has put me here in this place at this time has put me here with everything necessary for the highest and most joyous experience of life. I know that there is no pain in God, there is no pain in my life. I know there is no sadness in God, therefore there's no sadness in my life. What I experience right now is an opportunity to live more fully, more wholly by those things that appear to be negative in my life, are merely signposts telling me that there's something more and something greater ready to unfold. They are reminders that the divine spirit is here, right now, always present, allowing me to move beyond the condition. This has not come to, this is not too shall pass. This has come to pass. Whatever it is, it's moving through. And when it's moving through an experience that brings me to more good, to more joy, to more harmony, to more right action, to more divine guidance, to more listening, to more of the knowing of thyself that allows me to spread my good into a space where the entire world says, yes, thank you. As I say, yes, thank you to the divine spirit right now for this power of prayer, for knowing that as we speak our words, that we set an intention in motion that is heard by the universal presence and then becomes the experience of our lives this day, right now, in this place, at this time. So it's gone. It's released to that law in this moment, and so it is. So it is.